Well, specifically, we focus on HOAs, community associations, and we enter into long-term partnerships with them. And it's a relationship for us to offer the entire community our products and services at a lower cost than what they would pay traditionally at a retail cost. So we are able to offer those services as a bulk, and especially now, internet has become a utility.
Welcome to Business Ninjas, brought to you by WriteForMe, where you'll hear from business leaders who are out there growing their business and slaying it every day. Learn from the masters. Let's get started.
Welcome to another episode of Business Ninjas. I'm here with Marcy Kravitz from Hotwire Communication. Marcy is the Director of Community Association Relations. I'm really excited to have you here, Marcy. How's it going?
It's going great. Thank you, Andy, for having me here today.
My pleasure. Well, tell me a little bit. Let's just start off from the top. Who is Hotwire Communications and what do you do there?
We are an independent fiber optic telecommunications company. We were founded in 2002, and we deliver customized next generation technology solutions to communities specifically, and businesses, student housing, and hotels across the nation. And we own and operate our own dedicated independent fiber optic backbone in all of our core markets through fiber to the home technology. And we are the first to provide 10 gigabyte speeds with no data caps. And we are the largest privately held provider of communication services to community living environments in the US. And we are the 11th largest cable company nationally.
Wow, very exciting. I love the story of Hotwire, and I remember the company from years ago when it first started and came on the scene. So I'm really looking forward to unpack what you just mentioned there. You've got your large incumbents, your AT&Ts of the world, and others. Tell me a little bit about how Hotwire is carving a niche in the market and how you're going to market to do that.
So one of the main verticals that we service, Andy, is residential services to communities, specifically through their homeowner associations, their management companies, and we offer technology packages to their residents. So we'll work with developers, we'll work with the on-site managers, and we'll provide business and hospitality services that add value to the property.
Very cool. And so that sounds really exciting because, any of these developers are looking for ways to be able to differentiate their properties, and certainly having a 10 gig throughput, that's huge. That's a game changer in and of itself. When people sign up for your services, are they signing up for the whole neighborhood kind of a thing? Do you have to get buy-in from a minimum number of people, or tell me a little bit about what that process looks like when you're going into a community. Is there a minimum, or how do you guys kind of gauge which markets to go into?
So we service bulk communities. So the entire association would sign on with us in partnering and providing all of those residents in that community the services.
I see. That's very cool. And do you focus on a particular vertical or a particular geo with your services?
Well, specifically, we focus on HOAs, community associations, and we enter into long-term partnerships with them. And it's a relationship for us to offer the entire community our products and services at a lower cost than what they would pay traditionally at a retail cost. So we are able to offer those services as a bulk. And especially now, internet has become a utility.
Without a doubt. And so tell me a little bit about your story. Like, how did you come to Hotwire? You and I spoke a little bit about this, but I love the story. It's such a great entrepreneurial story.
Well, I managed properties for over 20 years. I actually was on the board of my association, and being a pioneer in the city of Weston, Florida, I've been serving on my board of directors for over 20 years. So I've been a big advocate of associations and also technology. And I was in retail, and I decided to get my license and manage properties. And when I was managing properties, I was in an association that had three associations. It had a master and two sub-associations. So I was working with three boards of directors, and the developer had established a relationship with a company that went belly up. And the service was just horrible. I'll never forget, on Super Bowl Sunday, the service went down. So Hotwire came in with an addendum and said, we'd love for your boards. I had three board of directors at the time to consider us. And I said, oh, I would love the opportunity for my boards to work with you. And I will do whatever it takes to get them to sign, because I knew that Hotwire was a concierge type of service, and they were focused more on providing that high level of service. So that was my first introduction to Hotwire, when I was managing this luxury high-rise down in Miami. And then it took off. It became more like a domino effect, because as I had talked up, I was probably one of their biggest cheerleaders, and I was talking to the surrounding buildings. They too signed on. And then over the years, as I advanced through my career, I became a regional director, and many of my properties had Hotwire. And what I liked about them is that their response time was very quick, because, as you know, most people aren't happy with the cable company. And nothing ever goes smoothly. You're always, when it's technology, you always have some sort of hiccup here or there. But I was very impressed with the level of service and the response time. And over the years, I had developed a good relationship with them. And they were, as a manager, I only surrounded myself with good companies, and I was only as good as the people that I surrounded myself with, and providing service and high level to those luxury properties that I partnered with the management company. So I was very happy working with them. And then after 20 years of working in the business, I had a health setback, and I had to make a decision. I was very passionate about property management. I was always promoting and educating and mentoring and increasing awareness of the importance of education and providing CAI, the Community Association designations, to board members and residents. And it was a big decision for me to leave property management, but my doctor told me literally it was killing me and I needed to make a change. So I was very, very honored to be offered this position that was created for me, Director of Community Association Relations. And being part of this wonderful organization for the last 2 years, it's been amazing. And I'm really, really happy that I've been a part of it, because Hotwire isn't just about providing internet services. We're very active in the community, and we do a lot of philanthropy for charities. And I'm out there helping support those charities and participating in their events as well.
Love that story. It's so great. I just love the whole entrepreneurial aspect of that. Tell me a little bit about what a day in the life for you is like. Your community liaison. Tell me a little bit about who you interact with, what a day in the life is like, and what success is like for you.
I do a little bit of everything. As far as the relationships, I support our business development executives. My primary focus is the business and making sure that I'm out there and connecting with our existing properties. I develop relationships. If I haven't already known those managers, I work with those managers, and I'm really thrilled that since my book, Common Sense Community Management, was released, Hotwire has worked with providing all of our existing properties a copy of that book and giving back to the properties. I'm also very actively involved in the Community Associations Institute, and I partnered with them in educating the industry, and I teach CEU classes for managers so they can maintain and renew their license. I'm very much about education, and I find that it's important to continue to evolve with our managers and making sure that they have all the tools that they need so they can be successful. But I have to say that our focus has been through our customers and making sure that the relationship, which is a 10-year relationship, once we enter into a contract, that everyone is on the same page and everyone's happy with our services. And anything I can do to help support that and share our success, that's what I'm all about. What makes our brand stand out from the competition is that our entire business model is informed around the customer experience and the customer's journey. And we don't just sign a contract and leave and say, oh, here's your internet, we're done, and walk away. We connect with each property, and we have a dedicated account manager that is supporting each and every property. So it's more of a concierge type of service. So we provide customers with direct access to those individuals that are servicing the property. And that's what makes us different. So we also have an entire, what we call the Fision Virtual Education Center, where we provide one-on-one education. We can provide education in a town hall setting, virtually or in person. And we have that in-depth relationship with our customers. And it's more about just providing internet and cable television services.
I love that. And it's really about building community at the core of it, is what it sounds like. And love that the company is forward thinking to be able to hire you, who is a community leader. You're somebody who has built community through the education that you've done and through all of the property management that you've done throughout your career. So I can see how the dots connect there. Tell me a little bit about the services that Hotwire offers. You mentioned internet and cable. Break that out for me a little bit. What are the services?
So we offer internet, which is fiber optic internet services. We also offer telephone services. We also offer, like I said, the cable television services, water leak detection, surveillance camera, bi-directional antenna services. I mean, we're a full service company, and we've been around since 2002, and we've had the same owner since 2002. And like I said, internet is utility. It's a necessity, and we provide customized solutions in a personal way. Our customers are very important to us, and the relationship is more of a concierge style type of relationship. And we have account managers that have 10 to 15 properties that they're responsible for. So they'll visit the property, they'll develop a relationship with the property managers and making sure that the service is at the highest level.
I love all that. And with the education that you develop, it sounds like there's a lot of content also that you develop with that, because you need to educate your customers on what services they have available to them and how to use them. As a content marketing company, I'm always curious to hear from people what value content offers to their offering. Tell me a little bit about the value that content offers to your community and how you use content in your sales cycle.
So we have a community channel that we offer, and that community channel is accessible through our mobile app. And we offer continuing product education on demand. We have training seminars. We maintain a point of presence by hosting community events such as town halls, where groups maintain a point of presence by hosting those events. We're able to ensure that the needs are met for each and every customer. And we've also seen an immense value in having locally based team of employees, and those employees are leadership, career minded individuals, and they're problem solving type of individuals, and they're able to work at the local level on each and every property that we service.
It's very cool. It's a very different approach, and it's one that really embraces your customers at the core, like you mentioned. Tell me a little bit about some of the experiences that those local feet on the street have with the community. Give me an example of how those resources go out to the community and connect with people and educate them.
Well, one thing about Hotwire is you won't find commercials on TV or on the radio, or we don't do any type of billboard advertising, and it's all about partnering and the relationships that we have with each and every community, and it's all by word of mouth. And one of the biggest challenges that I see from residents and board members of management companies is having an understanding of what the fiber to the home that we offer and what differentiates us in having that dedicated fiber to the home service, where at peak times you're not going to feel any different, because the speed is not going to slow down. There's no data caps. We're not going to throttle you, because you have your own dedicated speed specific to your home.
It's such a great way to expose your customers to that level of education and care, and also it's a great way to spend your money on, instead of on billboards and other ads, invest in your community and spend your money there through customer acquisition, through customer support. I guess my last question for you would be, what would you like to be celebrating a year from now?
Wow, that's a big question. There's so much to celebrate at Hotwire. In the 2 years that I've been with Hotwire, we have so much to celebrate, and we have over 1,600 employees. I would say that one of the biggest things that I think we'll be celebrating is 1 million customers who are just as excited and overly satisfied and passionate about the service that we provide. And also, I would say we're celebrating now that we have more than 85% of our customer base has come from word of mouth, and we have a very high retention rate. I think we have the highest retention rate of any other internet service provider.
That is so exciting, and congratulations on the success so far. It's really great, and a million member milestone is just a fantastic goal. So I hope that happens for you. And Marcy, it was a pleasure talking with you today.
Well, thank you for having me, Andy. It's been a pleasure to be able to share what Hotwire means to our communities and what it means to me, as well as their Director of Community Association Relations. I'm honored to represent them.
Wonderful. Thanks again, Marcy. Marcy Kravitz from Hotwire Communications. Thank you.